Welcome back to the Lima Locos Postgame Show, brought to you by Hot Take Sports. I'm Clayton, and I will be joined today by Matthew, Brady, and Isaac. The Locos won the game today by a score of 1-0 over the rival Grand Lake Mariners.
The only scoring play of tonight's game was a sac fly to left by Trevor Ryder back in the second inning. So it was an early on scoring play, but ended up being the only scoring play. Pitching and defense just kind of dominated tonight.
And you love to see that, but with more runs.
It was a very old-fashioned defensive studied game. There were no errors tonight from either team.
There's
only
tonight.
A total of
The catcher made a throwing error for Grand Lake.
The catcher made a throwing error down to on a stolen base down a second. But no true errors off of hits.
No major errors, yes.
Yes. And no mental lapse errors, just a not good throw and the pick was missed.
Nobody was backing up second base either.
No.
It's true. But yeah, just a good old-fashioned pitching duel. Only 11 total hits through the game. And the Locos only got their run with 2 hits. I mean, they didn't end up at 5 hits until the 8th inning.
Yeah, they got completely shut down and shut out by Lawson Blackmore until Gabriel Torres pitched in the 8th.
He had 8 Ks, right? Starting pitcher?
Blackmore had 9.
9 Ks.
Strikeouts.
He may not be the best pitcher we've seen this year, but he had the best performance we've seen this year. So shout out to him.
So yeah, he was up there with Navarro and Vecchiola.
I would agree.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely. So around the league real quick, we'll hit some other scores. Obviously, like we said, the Locos beat the Mariners 1-0. We had the shortest game of the night at 2 hours and 5 minutes, followed closely by the Monarchs and Jetbox game. That ended 3-1 in favor of the Monarchs, so
That's
I believe
good.
that will put us ahead of the Locos, ahead of Jetbox in the standings.
Yeah.
I think we're still at one more game on Jetbox. I think is what it is.
Is it?
I'm pretty sure if we sweep Royal Oak tomorrow and Grand Lake wins tomorrow, that puts us ahead of both Royal Oak and Jetbox.
Fair enough.
But I'd say Royal Oak beating Muskegon right now, though. That helps us.
Yep. The next closest game in the top of the 9th, the Ohio Marlins are beating the Ohio Bison 8-5. And then in the top of the 8th, the Ice Haulers are going to continue their win streak. They're beating last place Galleon 7-1. The Joes are beating the Steam 5-1. That one's now also in the top of the 9th. The Jazz and Scouts are tied at 4 in the bottom of the 8th. And like Brady said, the Royal Oak Leprechauns are beating the Muskegon Clippers 7-6 in the bottom of the 8th.
It's a close one.
Close one.
Lots of close games in the GLSCL tonight. No real blowouts. 7-1 is the biggest.
Except for Sandusky.
But still, in this league, that's barely even a blowout.
Expansion
You score
team.
6 runs out of nowhere.
Expansion team that came out of nowhere.
Yeah.
All right. Our meme of the game tonight was Mariners pitcher Gabriel Torres threw a pickoff move at Jake Killingsworth while he was still standing on first base. He almost got him.
Never twice.
Did he get him?
Nah.
Was he close?
No.
It's hard to be close when he hasn't even left the base yet. That was an interesting play. The entire dugout, both dugouts,
What?
were laughing.
Even Torres
Was laughing.
They kind of like the other, like, bro, I'm still here, man.
Everyone was laughing.
And no offense to our good friend Jake, but in the typical catcher stereotype, he was not the fastest player on the team.
Yeah, that's true.
He wasn't necessarily the one that I would be the most worried about stealing second.
Hey, man, Torres was worried enough that he threw over to him before he even left.
Yeah.
And that's why that was the meme of the game.
And on the opposite end of the spectrum, our player of the game was starting pitcher and winning pitcher Kyle Moseley. Like we said, Moseley had a great performance tonight, mixed his pitches really well, changing speeds. He had this high breaking ball that just sat in the upper corner on the left-handed batter's box, the right-handed batter's box. And it, after the first couple times, he missed it, and the what Brady would call the bleacher creatures, if you listen to our Gamecast live, They weren't too happy with it a few times, and after the first few, the umpire really started giving it to him, and then it was just game over from there.
Here is our interview with Kyle Moseley post-game. I'm here with Locos winning pitcher Kyle Moseley. Kyle, what do you have to say about your performance tonight?
It was nice to get out there, and it was a good team win, you know. I wasn't overpowering anything, but defense helped out a lot. They were really good back there, and great job by Fred to come in and close the door like that. It was a really good team win overall.
How will you let this performance propel you in some of your future starts? What are you going to take away from this that will carry you in the future?
I've been struggling with my changeup a little lately, and I had that there tonight, so that I feel like that'll help me, and just the experience, obviously, just coming in, being able to help the team out like that.
Is there anyone you'd like to shout out back at home?
My mom and dad, and my brother, I guess, and my dog Katie.
All right. Thank you very much for your time, Kyle.
All right, thank you.
All right, and like we said, that was Kyle Moseley, our winning pitcher tonight in a 1-0 victory. Next, we have some thoughts from Coach Matt Furuto about the game and what's coming up with the Royal Oak Leprechauns in our first two home meetings with them this season.
I'm here with Locos head coach Matt Furuto. Coach, congratulations on the win tonight. What are your initial thoughts post-game?
It wasn't pretty, but our pitchers did a great job tonight, and we had some really good defensive plays, and then we just got the one run that we needed, and thankfully our pitchers and defense did a great job tonight.
Talk about the starting pitching performance from Kyle Moseley. What do you think he did well tonight?
Yeah, he did a great job. He did a great job mixing. He's a 3-pitch mix, and so he did a great job mixing at any count, and then through strikes, really challenged them to hit, and he did a great job getting a step. And then Fred Cisco did a great job coming in and mixing, and then also just finishing that game.
Looking ahead to tomorrow's doubleheader, how do you think today's game will help propel you guys to tomorrow?
Definitely going to help us. I think it'll give us a little more momentum, and so hopefully we didn't hit very well today, so hopefully we can get that rolling tomorrow, and it'll be big as we get going. And those two games tomorrow are big, and so we need to kind of continue this momentum and play well tomorrow.
What kinds of things do you think we can expect during the doubleheader tomorrow?
It's the end of the week, so it's really who wants it more. So we got to come with some energy and really be ready to play and play hard and hopefully play well.
All right, thank you for your time. Locos head coach Matt Furuto.
This was the Lima Locos postgame show brought to you by Hot Take Sports. Follow us and the Lima Locos on all our social medias. Us at Hot Take Sports 16 and the Lima Locos at Locos Baseball on Twitter, at Lima Locos Official on Instagram, and on Facebook just type in Lima Locos Baseball. Join us back at Simmons Field as we celebrate Independence Day, the 4th of July, as the Locos take on the Royal Oak Leprechauns in a doubleheader for the first time ever seeing them in Lima. We'll see you next time, and remember, we are
all aboard!